Probably by now you've noticed the increase in price of fruit and other crops. This is because many of the crops that we get are from California, and currently California is in a drought. The purpose of my speech is to inform you on the current conditions that California is facing because of this drought. I believe that I am credible for this subject because I've been to California 5 times now, and I've witnessed these effects firsthand. First, I will talk about the groundwater levels and how that affects the drought. Second, I'll talk about the impact on the environment. And third, I will talk about the economy and how that has changed from the drought. First off, like I said, groundwater. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's water underneath the ground. They're just in these massive pools just stored underneath the Earth's crust. In order to use that, they're pumped out, and according to the California Department of Water Resources, 30 to 46% of the water used in California is from the groundwater resources. Now, the demand is so high that the groundwater supply cannot keep up. So there's overpumping from these groundwater reservoirs, which is causing massive amounts of empty space underneath the ground. Because of this, there are many sinkholes and the ground is just falling itself. In fact, NASA did a study on the ground in California, and it said that in some spots, the ground itself has lowered up to 13 inches. Now that I've talked about groundwater, I'll talk about the effects the environment has faced. According to the U.S. Geology Survey, there are many long-term and short-term effects. Some short-term effects are that low surface water levels are at all-time lows. Surface water is water in lakes, streams, and rivers, so water that you can see on the surface. This water is mixing with the groundwater supplies, and it's making the groundwater unusable for consumption by humans. Some long-term effects are that seawater is getting into the groundwater reservoirs, and it's turning it into salt water, which again is making it unusable. Since California has been so dry for a number of years now, probably like 5 years now, 542,000 acres of farmland has become unusable because it is so dried out and the nutrients have all left. Now that I've talked about the environmental impact, I will talk about the economy and how that has been affected. According to the University of California at Davis, $2.7 billion have been lost due to this drought. That is approximately 5% of the agricultural output from California. That is 1% of total GDP of the United States. Average prices of crops have increased from 5 to 35%, and 10,000 jobs have been lost in 2015 alone, and that brings the total of lost jobs up to 21,000. Not only farmers are losing jobs, but anybody in the agricultural business, it's just a really rough time right now. And here's some statistics, some charts just showing how much the prices have raised, the damage in terms of dollar amounts. In conclusion, the purpose of my speech was to inform you on the current conditions in California because of this drought and the effects that it's causing on the environment and the economy. First, I talked about groundwater, then I talked about the environmental impact, and third, I talked about economic effects from this. I'd like to leave you with a couple stats. 98% of the state of California is currently in a drought right now, and 44% of the state is in an exceptional drought, which means it's like the worst it can be. Just in the last month, the state of California's website stated that there's a 2016 drought contingency plan released to try and reverse the effects of this drought. Thank you.